time to continue my report on the Keyless Hearts 3. Now this battle on Proud Mode took me several tries to get done, because if the Black Pearl goes down, you lose. So I just spam those shots. Just use those torpedoes. Just do it over and over again. Get lucky. Keep on him. Don't accidentally aim for those little flying guys. And that's about the entire battle. Oh yeah. You will get a chance to get onto his spike. Turns out, you can't use magic while on the spike. I'm pretty sure that you can get off this guy to cast magic, spam it against this thing, and then land on another. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to test out for this battle. I didn't want to miss and fall into the water. That, and usually when I have to step off and back on, I lose a lot of ground. It's hard to catch up to him. The Black Pearl takes damage. And so I just stuck on this one Heartless and torpedoed it to death. Underwater combat. You should know the Keyblade can make ripples in front of you. I do not count those ripples as part of the Keyblade. But since this guy moves around a lot, you might accidentally hit him. So I just spammed magic and got him over with. Sea battles, not too hard. Land battles, not too hard. Ship battles, now ships can take a while. It took me a long time to get from the Kraken to Davy Jones. And maybe it's just me, but it seemed like almost every time I tried to use a shot lock on Davy Jones, if he was grounded, he would go into the ship and dodge it. Now, this combo attack between Sora and Jack, occasionally while just idling, they will both swing their weapons. That counts as a Keyblade hit for me. However, I did extensive research on this. When he throws the bombs up in the air and then you slash all the bombs, you cannot hit enemies, you're only hitting bombs. And the bombs, after you're done waggling your Keyblade, only then do the bombs explode. And that's when the damage happens. So I can confirm that using the finisher for Jack is fine. Just don't hold it. This is a long, tedious battle. You have to take out Davy Jones, then you have to take out the Kraken, then you have to take out Davy Jones, then you have to take out Davy Jones with the Kraken. It's an annoyance. It's long. I'm gonna sign up for a bit, let you see this. Basically, for the battle, if you can get Davy Jones airborne, then use your shot lock. If you can't, then don't, ever. After Pirates, we go to San Fransokyo. Now, the finishing attack of this basic combo does use Sora's Keyblade, so don't do the third hit. Also, Sora does hold out his Keyblade in front of him while doing the finisher, so be careful about that too. Two things about this section of battle. One, you're completely allowed to use those cars, because using those cars make a shot. Shots are not Keyblade. And when you make those shots, they actually charge up your meter toward a transformation, so maybe you can get rid of that ability and just use the cards a lot. Okay, now we got another golem, but a digital golem rather than a stone golem. More or less the same thing, but if you go to a car while he's winding up, he'll destroy the car. You definitely want to lead him away from cars before you use the cover fire. And this Keyblade transformation, it works really well in this situation. Ever After, use it on one-on-one. This Keyblade transformation, occasionally it can fire off those extra shots at surrounding enemies. And this launch has a bit of an area of effect, so you can launch it into him and hit nearby Heartless. And cover fire also works against him when you can. You can see I'm charging up for another transformation. I've got the Ever After out this time. I was worried about healing with focus. And he's done. Little note about working through the story of Big Hero 6. You will have to use your Keyblade to attack this. But as I discovered in my Proud Run, this thing does not have an HP bar, so you might be dispersing the cubes, but you're not damaging them at all. Like Hero points out, you're not striking the core. Speaking of core, here's another tedious battle where you have to wait for it to be open to attack before you can hit it. This takes a bit. You can't, and I learned that you can shoot off of Baymax in Interceptor Wing, which is helpful if I had realized that earlier. However, I had to waste it when I couldn't attack at all. That's a bummer for me. But at least I know for the next time I want to attempt this challenge, I can just shoot from Baymax and not have to waste my magic so early. Oh well, c'est la vie. Wait, that's Tingled's World. I can't use that here. What? But this is a tedious battle. It goes in phases. You have to wait. Water might not have been the best option here since you don't really need to defend while that thing is vulnerable. But I got it down to less than 1 bar and then used my shot lock. And that's the KO. Time for the fun part. Riku. He has 1 magic, limited items, and his bonus is that he has his wide guard, and his wide guard comes with a reprisal where you use the guard as an area of effect without the Keyblade dealing damage. So you can charge up your situation command, and you can protect yourself while doing it. While not quite as tedious as the data cubes, this is a long battle, and we're only at part 1. Part 2 is when Sora comes in. With Sora, we're now back to more familiar stuff. We've got our magic, we've got our water magic if we want to try hurting her while she's passing through us, but I didn't want to risk that. We've got our focus, so we can shot lock. Ever After is likely going to be useful here, because it is an instantaneous shot lock. Now this thing can be a bit tricky to dodge, a bit of an annoyance, but it is possible. You'll see me do it later. Another tedious battle since you are casting magic, and if you don't catch her vulnerable, she'll just teleport and the magic will keep missing until it dissipates. As you saw right there, she tried to do her Find Me Among the Clones, but I actually got a shock lock activated on her as she started it. The shot lock went through her teleportation and hit her, healed me, and canceled the attack. If I had magic, I would have tested comboing into said magic with the shot lock, but I didn't really have time to do it. And once again, hit through the teleport for the KO. After that battle, we have Aqua versus Vanitas, the rematch. Here we go. Again, she has the guard. That's really good. And her transformation, at least the one from 0.2 back cover, that one won't be useful in this run at all unless you can get the finisher. But I think you actually need to build up the combo again to get the finisher, and she doesn't have very many items either. It's basically Riku but with a slightly different magic set. I can't use the move set. Just time it, build up your gauge, try to use it on magic. I saved my focus for later because I was afraid that Vanitas might have a finisher for low health limits. I forgot what the Kingdom Hearts term for it was. So basically just get out power combos, then use Cure, and guard to deal chip in some damage while waiting for a recharge. I really should have dodge rolled out of there instead of doing that, but oh well. He's done. See you next chapter.